Hey guys, just wanted to come on here and give you some quick thoughts on WrestleMania 37 Night 2 that just ended. Um, it was down, I'll put it this way, I think pretty much it was down from last night. It felt like you could tell, well, it didn't feel like, but you could tell that two different people were producing both nights. Like somebody produced night one that knew how to, make it feel like a Mania, and then tonight it kind of felt like a Mania, but it also felt like, a weekly edition of SmackDown or Raw. Um, But overall, besides that, I thought it was all right. The night started. I'll say this: weather-wise, it was a lot better. No delays, nothing. Um, I'll put it this way: the the way the night started, with the first match, it was unusual. I don't know what's going on there, but everybody thought, because there was rumors going around that Bray was gonna, the Fiend Bray Wyatt was gonna squash Randy, but it turned out to be the fact that Randy won, thanks to a distraction by Alexa Bliss, who had like this crown on her head with all this black ooze coming down on her face, and it's like, what was this? Because it looked like Bray was gonna win, and then all of a sudden fire went off at the turnbuckles, like Kane used to make happen, and then all of a sudden there's Alexa on top of this Jack in the Box that they brought to ringside for her to bring the Fiend out of, who's, by the way, back in his old Fiend outfit, basically fully reformed, reborn. And then, after that, again, Randy ended up hitting the RKO, winning. And then it's like all of a sudden the lights went out. Fiend was looking at Bray, like the Fiend was looking at Alexa, like, something was controlling him, like something happened, and all of a sudden the lights went out, lights came back on, and they were gone. So yeah, surprisingly went with Randy on that one. But I guess they want to build to maybe a match that they can pretty much edit in, maybe cinematic wise, for Backlash, which is the next one. It's called WrestleMania Backlash, actually. Then we had the women's tag team title match. It was actually better than people thought. I mean, at first people were like down upon it, like, oh, here we go, two heels tag teams. But ironically, by de facto, Natalya and Tamina were the faces. And, there was some good moments, and there was actually a pretty decent match. But in the end, Shayna and Nia won. And it looks like the way things go, the way they book those two, is just when it looks like Nia's in trouble, Shayna tags in unbeknownst to the opponents or the challengers, and then locks in the Karavudo clutch to win. So yeah, Shayna and Nia won. Then we had, I think, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which was pretty good, which was actually one of the matches of the night, probably one of the matches of the weekend. And in the end, Kevin Owens won. He ended up beating Sami, with a stunner, and then he stunned Logan Paul. Yeah, he ended up stunning Logan Paul when Logan turned on Sami. Then we had the Nigerian drum fight for the championship, for the Intercontinental Championship between Apollo and Big E. Apollo ended up winning just when it looked like Big E was going to win. These guys brutalized each other. I'll put it this way. For the allotted time that they had, they brutalized each other, with all kinds of moves on steel steps, kendo sticks, weapons, you name it. They brutalized each other. And but in the end, Apollo Crews ended up winning when Dabba-Kato, I guess according to sources, now going by the name Commander Aziz, came in and chokeslammed Big E and allowed Apollo to win the championship. The question is, how long is Apollo going to hold it? Who knows? And as I've said before, and a lot of people have agreed with this, I think the best thing for Apollo's character to really evolve, now in this new role, is to rechristen the championship during his reign as the Nigerian championship, just like WCW allowed Lance Storm to rechristen the U.S. championship the Canadian championship. It basically allows more heat to be put upon you when you do something like that. Then we had Matt Riddle and Sheamus. They had a good match. Sheamus ended up winning. I mean, these two physically beat the hell out of each other, and in the end, Sheamus ended up winning by bro kicking Matt Riddle in midair, where Matt went for a springboard moonsault off the middle rope. He hit a bro kick, ended up winning, busted, I think, the jaw or busted some teeth of Matt, lips, and caused him to bleed. But yeah, Sheamus ended up winning. Then what else? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, then we had Asuka and Rhea, which was actually a pretty good match. Very physical, in my opinion. Both looked very strong. And in the end, Rhea ended up winning, and I guess the new gimmick she has, now that she's on the main roster, is anytime you beat on her, it just empowers her. It's just that when you beat on her and she's asking you to hit her more and hit her more, it's basically like spinach to her. It's like spinach to Popeye. So it powers her up. And in the end, she hit the Riptide, won the championship. So I'm expecting a rematch, maybe a triple threat going into Backlash, where now we're going to have what we assumed was going to happen beforehand with Charlotte involved, because that's the only reason Rhea got it, in my opinion, is that she's going to be a transitional champion. Hope not, but we'll see. And then we had our main event. I think we had that next. Let me make sure I got this all right. So. So I can make sure of it. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, haven't missed anything. And then, like I said, so then we pretty much had our main event, which was the triple threat match for the Universal Championship. And this match was everything it was built up to be. All three men, Daniel, Edge, and Roman, brought it physically. It really made you kind of guess of exactly who was going to win. But in the end, Roman ended up retaining, because what happened is, and I guess they're going to tell the story furthermore on SmackDown, is Edge let his emotions get the best of him. Basically that, well, not just Edge, but also Daniel Bryan, like they let the emotions, the hunger for the championship get the best of them, not realizing that they were screwing one out of the other, screwing each other out of the title, when they could have just let one win it and then probably set up a matchup between the two down the line. But yeah, in the end, Roman took advantage of that, speared Edge, and then basically did what Edge was planning to do to both him and Daniel. Now, Edge had done it to Daniel, which was a concerto, but then Roman, like I said, took advantage of that, speared Edge after Jey Uso, who was taken out earlier by Edge with an execution on the steel steps, came back, ran interference, and then Roman took advantage of that, hit the concerto on Edge, and then dragged Edge onto top of Daniel and pinned them both to retain the championship. Now, some people are already predicting whether or not they might play upon that, like by Roman being overconfident and doing all this, that he pretty much allowed Edge to win because Edge was on top of Daniel, but that wasn't the case. So it was Roman that pinned them both, and he did it in a way to make sure it was symbolic of him winning. But yeah, Roman Reigns keeps the title. How much longer is he going to keep it? I would say maybe till SummerSlam or maybe Backlash. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's how WrestleMania Night 2 and overall WrestleMania ends. I thought it was good. Thought it was okay. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know down below. Comment if you like. And I'll probably do a live talk about it tomorrow morning, doing a live stream. So check that out, and I will talk